My people, una good morning, una good afternoon, una good night, depending on your time zone. This is Biafra Must Win channel. On this channel, we dey bring am back to back on wetin dey shele for Biafra land and beyond all over the world. Abeg, as una dey watch, make una help us subscribe, share, like and comment. God bless you.
Ngozi Orebeze addresses all Biafrans in respect of the validation of the Biafran bank license. So in other words, Biafran bank has been licensed to operate. And I think that's a big congratulations to all Biafrans. And also inside this video, we have multiple updates that we actually highlighted by Ngozi Orebeze about Simon Ekpa's return and so many other things that you need to be aware of. And just in case it's the first time you're meeting us or seeing this channel, please do well to subscribe, like, and then comment on the videos. Now let's see the video.
In the past, but new countries that have seen what we've done. We thank our attorneys, private and public ones. We thank Attorney Levy and some of our private lobbies hired by our Prime Minister. We also thank the Biafran Foreign Affairs Department that's been doing and working tirelessly to put some of these documents at the right places. Thank you so much. We have attained several milestones. And in the next few weeks, so many products will be launched by the Biafra Secretary of Trade, Honorable Benjamin. I'm happy to announce to Biafrans that the Bank of Biafra license has been granted and has been approved. And soon, Biafrans will start our online banking and our currency will start to be used in our homeland. Our Biafra ID card is out. Many of us here have our Biafra ID card. This Biafra card has all the standard and met all the standard for all the requirements of other countries' ID cards, such as America, such as France, such as Europe. And I'm very, very glad to announce that almost all the Biafrans that their ID cards have been printed, most of them, almost all of them have collected their ID card in Finland. I also want to let Biafra know that our Biafra ID card form has been simplified, and the next few weeks or days, we conduct Zoom verifications instead of Jumio verifications, which we know people are finding a little bit difficult. So we have to devise other means to verify our people. All Biafrans have applied for their ID card and whose ID card is on the pending status. In the next few days or weeks, you'll receive instruction on how the special committee that was set up for this task will verify Biafrans through Zoom, rather than through the Jumio, which has been a little bit difficult for us. The new Biafra ID card form is very simple to fill, just about 4 or 5 questions to submit. Our ID card company is one of the best in the world with world-class standard verification process, commensurate with ID cards of international standards. So Biafrans, be on the lookout for the new form to get your ID card. It's very, very important that you get your ID card. We already fixed the price for that ID card. In the past, either $100 or 100 euros, 100 pounds. But the most important thing is that the form has been simplified. And we want to have over 30,000 Biafrans to subscribe for their ID card as quickly as possible. We have other programs by the business department that I won't reveal here, but it's already in the final stage. Be on the lookout for that. Our IOU is still in progress, but only through the UnitedStatesGovernment.org website. Payment only to the New Dimension Mandate account. Biafrans, if you want to donate using the IOU, which our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, has launched, the only place approved by the United States of Biafra government under his leadership, the Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, the only approved account for the IOU at this time is the New Dimension Mandate and the United States of Biafra government website, which is almost in the final stage. No other account is approved by this government for any payment, any fundraising pertaining to the United States of Biafra for the building of our country. Only the New Dimension Mandate and the United States Biafra government, the new website that we just launched. All donations to the USB protection and functioning goes to the New Dimension Mandate and our homeland account. Approved by our PM. The accounts are safe, secure, and transparent. All the 40 states in Biafra land, the only approved account for you to make payment is the Taj Homeland Bank account. Very safe, very secure. Do not be distracted by what the criminals are doing. That is the only account approved. They are running out of funds. They want to come with all kinds of distractions because they are no longer getting money. So continue to donate in those two accounts. We are a country, and what we want to make transparent, it is a requirement for us to run as a country. Do not be worried about some of the fake names that they are parading on social media. Do not be moved, because we are a nation and have the right to raise funds to defend our country. It is our right. We have the right to defend ourselves from invading, reintegrated, and rehabilitated terrorists of the Nigeria state and Nigeria government and their agents. It is our right. The agents that are against us are crying and creating confusion because Biafrans have stopped donating to their hijacked accounts. Those accounts are gone for good. Thanks to Biafrans as you continue to donate to the mandate account and our homeland account. Any Biafra that is donating to any account, apart from this, you are not following our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. And it is your choice to do that. You have a right to do whatever you do, but you cannot do that under the United States of Biafra or under Briggy or under the de facto government led by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Again, in the area of funds, we are no longer going to be operating physical receipts in Biafra land. Moving forward, all homeland tax payments will be done through POS. A committee headed by our Finance Secretary, Pharmacist Diane Eme, has been set up to streamline the contribution process in homeland. And in the next few days or weeks, you will get a clear instruction on how to make your tax donations, liberation tax donations, and your donations to support the United States of Biafra. No more physical receipt. Anybody telling you anything about that, just know they are not working for the United States of Biafra. All Biafrans, Please liaise with your state administrators to guide you on the process of our new way of donating money, paying our taxes in our homeland. No more physical receipt in the whole Biafra land. We are in a world of technology, and online record helps. It helps accountability and transparency. We do not want a Biafra land where we print 1 million receipts and only 10,000 receipts are accounted for. Do not pay any attention to our enemies. Like our leader Nnamdi Kanu has said, the Nigerian government have brought out billions of dollars to fight what we do every day. So you have to understand that. They can come in different formats. They come in different ways. It requires Biafrans that have the sixth sense to recognize where every single individual is going as far as this restoration and stop the bad ones. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu say, you cut off cancer. You don't treat it. The first treatment, you cut it out. Then you go into chemo. That is the only way you treat cancer. That is exactly what we are doing in Biafra land. When we discover the cancers, we cut them off immediately. They can rant, they can rave, they can do anything they want, they can manipulate. They can never, ever have a place in the leadership of the United States of Biafra. That is a promise. These people, these distractors, they were the ones working with the saboteurs, some of them in the ex-Brigade cabinet, to disrupt the declaration of Biafra on the 29th of November, 2024. But they couldn't because the spirit of Biafra was in control. The spirit of over 3 million children killed, including women, during the 1967-70 Civil War. And the spirit of innocent Biafrans languishing in different Nigerian jails in the north, in the west, without recourse for any legal help. Their spirit and those that were killed just for their belief is what is going to continue to fight this war for Biafrans. And with those spirits, we can never fail. Never. Those spirits are in control. These ex-cabinet members, some of them, they were against our Prime Minister, Obatobie. It's not about the COS. Their plan is bigger and goes deeper to not only silence our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, but also to ensure that the declaration and restoration of the independent state of United States of Biafra does not happen. True Biafrans, you all are aware. You know how many times they've disrupted the programs and the projects of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. They try to do the same thing under the leadership of His Excellency Simon Ekpa. But they failed. They failed woefully. Woefully. And they are still trying every single day. And they will continue to fail woefully. Not when people like us are in this struggle. They disrespect our Prime Minister. They insult him. They cajole him. They plan against him. They do not regard him. Some of these are illiterates without sense, who thinks it's business as usual. They never saw the crop of Biafrans under Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. That's why they seem so confused every day. And they keep making mistakes. Every time they converge or plan or open their mouth, it is mistakes. They have failed. Biafrans can see it. From the fraudulent, unapproved fundraisers they do, to the crimes they commit abroad and in homeland, using the name of the United States of Biafra, Briggy, and the factory. If they know what is in stock for some of them, they will disappear. We have no mercy for those that come to disrupt the restoration of this struggle. We don't negotiate with anyone. We will never do that. Because when you do things like that, you encourage the same thing to be inside the government, and they will continue to do what they are doing. There's an adage that says, Adam wake benanka. No matter how you try to leave them, to forgive them, to accept them, they will still come up with that same behavior. Because Nigerian government has a process of divide and conquer. They use people within to destroy what Biafrans are doing. We already know that, and that is why they are not going anywhere. That is why we stop them on their track. That is why we discover them anywhere they are, and we bring them down. That is what we will continue to do. No mercy. No mercy, because lives have been lost. People have died. Children have died. Innocent Biafrans have been murdered. They've spilled their blood. We are not joking. Anybody, any attorney, any lobbyist, you think we are joking in this restoration process? I pity you. Sorry will be your name. In homeland, the 40 states of Biafra is fully secured. We've had several meetings with the homeland administrators, and they are doing what Obatobie tells them. Let those criminals go in homeland and penetrate. Our decentralized military has 40 state commanders, 40 deputy state commanders, working closely with the state administrators, state executives, and the state special training squads. These are the individuals that will continue to train our military. These are formats already laid by our Prime Minister, even before the incident, without people being aware of it. In fact, without anyone knowing about it. No one knows it. So when you see them trying to fight the decentralization of the Biafra military, when you see them talking about the recruitment of our able-bodied men and women into our military, when you see them crying on Twitter about that, just know they do not work. They are not for this United States of Biafra. We are no longer in the liberation phase. We are a country, and we must structure our country to meet the international standard of every country in the world. Biafra will not be different. So anybody that thinks they will continue to do this little gang up in homeland, devoid of what the United States of Biafra government is putting in place through our defense secretary and defense department, they have failed. They are dead on arrival. It is for the benefit of every innocent, truthful Biafra to fall in line with the government of the United States of Biafra. If you don't do that, then you are working for somebody else, and you will bear the consequences of anything that you do. We have only one government, the United States of Biafra, Biafra Republic government in exile, de facto homeland with 40 states, 15 counties, and all the districts that are fall under them. It is only one. If you are not under this leadership, then you are working against Biafrans, and you will pay the price heavily, heavily. necessary funds and resources are going to the states, are going to the commands that are ready. And they are protecting our women and children and citizens from the terrorist state of Nigeria. All commands must be under the United States Defense Department. Thanks to the states that are ready, a couple of states are already ready with their commands and getting everything ready and doing the needful. If you are a state commander in Eden Igodomi State, your power is in Eden Igodomi. If you're a state commander in Ebonyi State, your power is inside Ebonyi State. If you're a state commander in Ohuku State, your power is in Ohuku State. All the commanders have equal power with equal responsibility. If you move out from your domain, you take the responsibility for that. If you threaten any commander that is not in your state, you take responsibility for that. I want Biafrans at homeland to know the structure that our Prime Minister has set up is the structure we will continue to use. We must do this to safeguard our land, to not want the kind of structure the terrorist Nigerian state have, where the police and everything is centralized in Abuja. If somebody commits a crime in Sokoto, you must get permission from Abuja before you arrest the person. If somebody commits a crime in Imo State, you go and get permission from the central command in Abuja before you arrest that. How are you going to curb crimes? How are you going to reduce the crime in the state? When you do things like that, you must give power to the central, to the state police, to the state army, to make sure and to enable them to curb crimes and capture these terrorists that come to kill us. You must empower them. And that is the guideline that's set up by our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and that is what we are going to follow. We are already following that. Again, I say thanks to the states. I've had several meetings with them that have been able to establish their comments and are doing very, very well. Thank you so much. Thank you. The challenges we get at this point is expected and transitional. Do not be worried, dear friends. Do not be worried by these shenanigans. It is expected. How else could we have known that somebody is not following the orders of the Prime Minister? How else could we have known that even with the declaration of the United States of Biafra, some people are not happy? How else could you have known that when we are putting the structures that Obatobia has put in place, some people are fighting it, trying to create something like parallel government, which does not exist. We have only one government. So this transitional phase in our struggle is important. The good thing about that is that Biafrans are wiser now. Biafrans know what is going on now. Biafrans know where to pick them. Biafra knows when they talk, where they are. And we continue to dismantle them anywhere we see them. There'll be no gap for these destroyers that are being used by the Nigerian government, and they pretend to be fighting for the restoration of Biafra. They are not genuine. By their actions, you will know them. And once you know them, you bring them down. That is what we continue to do. You cannot continue to disrupt our project. You cannot continue to disrupt our program and continue to allow the terrorists to kill our people. That cannot continue to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. Biafrans will deal with you mercilessly if you betray in a manner you will never expect. I keep telling people, what you don't know is bigger than you. Some of you think that you know our Prime Minister, Obatobia. Just because he sends you on some errands, he gives you some assignments, you have meetings with him, then you think you know him. I pity you. If you know what the Prime Minister has prepared for the United States of Biafra Brigade, you will be shaken. You don't know Odogu. You do not know him. You don't know Otobie. When you think you know him, when you attend meetings every day, when you roll around him, when you call him every day to gossip, when you formulate all kind of lies and craziness, and he listens. He has a listening ear. Then you think he approves